sleep the strangest dreams, take me places I've not been, but something's keeping me awake, coiled over like a snake, builds a whisper to a scream as the sun goes down on me.
On this episode of Black Mountain Paranormal Society.
Hey folks, Gary, this is Holly, Black Mountain Paranormal Society. We're here in Wise, Virginia tonight. Holly, you want to tell them a little bit about what we got going on?
Sure, Gary. We're here at the Ward residence. We're, of course, in Wise, Virginia in the hurricane area where this family has been experiencing things since last year. They've lived here for 2 years, but for some reason the activity just started last year. There are a lot of claims to this, which I'm going to sit down with the homeowner and talk to her about them.
So stay tuned, and I'll tell you what we find out,
some of the things that's going on in the house, because I know we talked earlier, but to give everybody kind of the overview of what's been going on here and how long. So how long have you guys lived in the house?
We've been here, December will be 2 years that we've lived here.
Okay. I think I asked you before, but do you all don't have any history of the land? Because I know you've been talking to the neighbors.
I don't know any history. Somebody said that it was an old Indian burial ground years and years ago. I don't know, how much truth there is to it. I've not been able to find anything. I've not really searched real hard, but
right.
I know some of the neighbors and stuff had said that, they had heard that it was an Indian burial ground
right.
a long time ago.
And this is a double wide. How old? It ain't been here too long, has it?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty old double wide. They've just remodeled it and redone the outside of it and everything. As you can tell, there's not even lights in the ceilings. You have to use lamps and things like that. I think over 30 years the double wide's been here. Right.
And then you do have neighbors, though, that said they do experience things in their homes, too, right?
Yeah, the one behind us, she says that she's actually got, I can't remember what she named her. She calls her ghost something, but they swear it down there's one. And they've not lived there that long.
Oh, really?
And they've already
experienced
stuff.
So what kind of things started? How soon did it start when you moved in?
Actually, it just started recently, about, I'm going to say July of last year. June, July of last year is when it started. We noticed it more. My husband fell and broke his leg, and it kind of seemed like that's when stuff started happening more often.
Right. So, activity-wise, how did it start out? What started happening?
The light would go off in the kitchen. I even once went and got Tim and told him, because I walked over to the light switch to make sure that the light had not blowed, because it just went off by itself.
Right.
And he was in bed, and I went and got him up, and I was like, something crazy just happened in the kitchen. I was like, I turned around, the light was on, and I said to myself, I need to remember to turn that light off before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And then I turned back around, put something in the refrigerator, and when I turned around, that light was off. And I walked over to it to see if the switch was off, because Maggie was sitting under the light switch.
Right.
And usually she's over here in the kitchen, right around my feet, especially if I have food.
Yeah.
She's right around my feet, but she was over there at the light switch, and she had went around the opposite side. Because you can go through this living room, through that living room, into the kitchen that way. And she had went through that way like she had followed somebody, and she was sitting under the light switch. So it was kind of like, right. I know the dog didn't do it.
Right.
So I went in there and I told him, I was like, something crazy just happened in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it kind of went on from there. Just different. The TV will come on by itself. Me and one of my friends and her boyfriend, they were sitting in that recliner. I was sitting where he is. And we didn't have the TV on. We was moving a bunch of stuff. And she was like, we need to go, because it was getting dark. It was after 8. I needed to go get my little boy from church. And I was like, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom before I go. And she was like, yeah, we're leaving too. So they got up to go that way, and I got up to go that way to the bathroom. And just as soon as she got in that room and I got to this door, this TV came on. And I thought, okay, one of the dogs have stepped on the TV remote, but
Right.
both TV remotes was sitting on the table.
Yeah.
And the dogs was not on the couch.
Yeah.
So it was like she didn't want us to go anywhere. She wanted
Right.
us to stay here.
Right.
It just different things. The blinds over the glass door there,
Yeah.
they'll just, like somebody just jerk them down,
Yeah.
2 or 3 at a time.
So visually, have you seen?
I have. If you can see, like right there, how tall that chair is, the top of that chair.
Yeah.
I was sitting here one night watching TV, and it was almost dark, like right at dusk dark. And it was like something came from the kitchen to right in front of that door. You could see her shadow.
Right.
It was a little girl, and it was like she just kind of came to the chair, looked out the door, swirled around, and went back that way.
Yeah.
Just as quick, she came in, just turned and went back. So it's, some mornings when I'm in the bathroom getting ready, it's like I can see shadows standing, watching me,
Right.
kind of thing,
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's him standing there looking at me, and because he's bad to do that, he'll come just watch me. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So it's happened a couple times, and nothing's ever there.
This is Maggie. Zoom in on Maggie. She's the star of the show.
Has to be the highlight.
Yeah. So you've actually named this little girl.
Rachel. I call her Rachel. I don't know why. I don't have any Rachels in my family or anything like that, but that's what I feel like. That's what her name is, Rachel. And she plays with Maggie. There's been times that Maggie, she'll just wander into a room and she'll be sitting there like somebody's petting her.
Yeah.
She'll sit down and then she'll just kind of hold her head out like somebody's petting her, and she don't move. And there was one instance she was in the bedroom with us back there in the back bedroom, and the door was open, but she goes and sits at the door, but against the wall, facing the wall. There wasn't that much room between her face and the wall, and she's sitting there staring at it like somebody's petting her.
Right.
And the door was open. She could have just walked right out the door, but she just sit there.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, is she possessed? What's wrong with her? She's crazy.
Yeah.
So it was actually kind of scary that she was doing that, because you see how crazy active she is.
Right.
And for her to just sit still and stare at a wall, it was just crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. And you find that a lot with animals too. She's loving the. Tell
She
him,
loves
Maggie.
the camera.
Tell him, Maggie. So, what about anybody else in the house? Do they experience anything or have experienced anything?
He tries to say he doesn't.
He's a male. Okay, for all you males out there, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You're a little bit skeptic,
There's I think it was last night or night before, there was an instance with our bedroom door, and he actually got up and propped the door open, because I've had to do that before. I'll be laying in the bed and it'll be like my door just starts opening. He was working out of town a lot, and I was here by myself a lot in the evenings, and I would go to bed, and my son works late nights, so he gets home 10:30, 11 o'clock, and usually I'm in bed before then because I have to get up extra early for work. I have to be at work before 5 in the mornings. Well, he, sometimes if he needs something, he'll just come in there.
Yeah.
Well, that night, it was like my door just kind of opened a little bit, and then a little bit more. And I was thinking, that's him. He's just checking to see if I'm asleep. He's wanting something,
Right.
And I laid there and I looked at the door, and nothing ever, it never opened up anymore. So I got up. By this time I had myself scared.
Yeah.
So I got up and I walked through the house. There wasn't anybody here. Nothing. No reason for my door to be opening. There wasn't any windows open. This has been a couple of weeks ago. It was cold outside. And I took a pillow and propped my door open so that where my room is at, I could see through the house.
Yeah.
Because I had myself scared to death.
Yeah.
And it was doing it, I think it was either last night or night before. When was it, Tim? Night before. The door just kept opening. And he was blaming the dog. He says I'm crazy. He was blaming the dog.
He's debunking.
But he has heard her laugh. Do you remember that night? We were all sitting on the couch and we heard something there was something in this bedroom right here.
See?
We thought that it was one of the dogs.
Yeah.
My friend was here. He was here. We were all sitting here on the couch watching a movie. And we heard it. And he's like, what the heck was that? I was like, it's Rachel.
Yeah.
You know. Well, he gets up and he goes, goes to walk in through there. And he gets to the bedroom door. And because it was like she was in there playing. Well, when he turned the light on, it quit.
Right.
He's just standing there and he's looking around, we made sure all the dogs was here, that, there wasn't any chance of one of them doing this.
Right.
And I was like, well, turn the light off and come back in here and maybe she'll do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he turned the light off and it was like she laughed about it. Do you remember that? She was laughing.
Yeah.
So, my friend Bree, she was here and she was just like, oh my gosh, it's happened a couple times.
Yeah.
You'll hear stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Dishes or something moving, and like again, we always blame the dogs. First thing we do is look to see where the animals are at, to make sure it's none of them.
Right.
So most of my family, even Tim, when we hear stuff now, we'll just say it's Rachel.
Yeah.
How frequent would you say activity happens? Every day?
Here recently, it's not been every day. At least once or twice a week, something like that.
Anything today or yesterday? When was the last time something happened?
Night before last. I've not been home a lot today. I've been at work all day, so I really didn't. I've not noticed anything today.
Have you noticed anything in particular that triggers the activity? Noticed a pattern or anything like that? Time of day, stuff like that?
It's more later in the evening. Usually right about dark. When we're kind of just settling down, just chilling out. 7-ish or so, a little after 8, something like that. The night that the TV came on, I know it was almost 8:30 because church was over at 8 o'clock. And he goes to the Zion on Wednesday nights, or Sunday nights. And that's when I was leaving. And I got up in that TV. And the weird thing about it is when you turn this TV on, let's see if it'll do it. It has sharp. See how it says sharp?
Right.
The night that it done that, it didn't do that. It like it had come on to the point where it had been on for a while. It said video up at the top.
Right.
But it was a blank screen.
It is a really
See how it says video up there? That's what it said, but it was a blank screen. There wasn't, it just come, and we hadn't been here for a couple hours. I had been over at my mom's. Bree and her boyfriend hadn't been here very long. So, it's like the TV, it's not like somebody just turned it off and turned it back on.
Right.
So when you turn it on, it'll say sharp, and then it gives it a second to load up, and then it'll go on. But that night, it was like, it just said video in the corner, and the screen was white. And I was like, Bree! She was like, what? I was like, that TV just came on by itself.
It's only happened once.
Yeah, with this TV, it's only happened once. So
has it happened on any other TVs too?
Not that I know of.
I was just thinking, since it does it on frequency, that if there was something close by, like people can change your channels with other remotes and stuff like that.
Right.
That if something like it would trigger, but it would happen more than once if it was, something. New.
Yeah.
Right.
No, not. And we haven't had this TV real long, so you have to have 2 remotes.
Right.
I know this is crazy, and I'm not blaming Rachel for this at all, but we have another TV remote, and this morning, the batteries are gone.
Oh, really?
And there's not been anybody here. I left at like 4:30, 4:45 this morning. My other son was in the bed, and he's got a TV in his room. He worked night shift last night. He didn't get home until 8:30-ish this morning, took a shower, went to bed.
Yeah.
He said when he got up, he come in here, watched TV. The batteries are gone.
So do you think, like, things get moved more often? Like, do you have things that get moved?
Excuse me, not in here, in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Yeah, things will get knocked off.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start our investigation. Everybody's going to start setting things up and see if we can get anything good on video or audio tonight. I'm excited to get this started and see if Rachel wants to show herself and maybe give Tanya and Tim some answers, as well as all the people who have experiences in this home. So if any of you guys out there live in this area, because I know there's a shitload of you watching that live around here and know the history of this place, and you have anything good to tell us, let us know. Something just went by me.
Huh?
Something just went by me.
Did it?
Yes, it did.
I should have had it landed.
But yeah, something just went by me. And Maggie knows it. I was sitting right here. It went right through.
Light come on, or
Oh no, the light was. I was waiting for
it's
it.
gonna take about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Can the camera see it?
Oh, yeah. You know how to do it?
Well, the screen shut off after a while.
No, it ain't.
No. I can
Lower it.
put it on the corner of the bed. Will it stand up on the corner of the bed?
You see it now?
Oh yeah. So come back here until it shuts off.
Okay.
It's gotta go 30 seconds, and then I'll shut the door.
Okay. What'd y'all say?
The dog got quiet.
The dog is like standing there watching, staring. Any other time,
He went right by me.
she is like all over your feet. Y'all seen how she is since you've been here. She's like, you know, when you said that, she ran in there and then she ran back and
Yeah, take them pictures because
Do you have it on, or do you have it on auto?
whatever you put it on. I ain't
So it's shutting off.
Okay.
This door's gonna shut because that motion light needs to be dark in the dark.
Take pictures right here.
There's a light on the wall. What's that light on the wall?
Actually, let me tell you, with the lights out, you won't get anything hardly.
Right.
It's not unless it's a bright orb, which would be, totally awesome. But the reason with the flash on is most of the time you're likely to get something. Because you obviously know what to do.
Right.
And you as a photographer know what to look for.
Right.
What?
I'm telling you.
Wait, no, wait. Wait. I kept seeing a light on this right here, so I was looking. It wasn't nothing back there.
Yeah.
We don't use those because it can be dust.
This was right here.
It's hard to prove it.
We're starting an investigation. We're all here in the living room. I think we've got Jesse and is Tim with Jesse?
I don't know where Tim is.
He's outside.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set good intentions for us tonight. You obviously know we're already here, why we're here, and what we're doing. We're not here to harm you. We're not here to make you go away. We're here to listen to you and interact with you, and that's it. You cannot come home with any of us. Yeah, that's right. You can't come home with any of us. And no spirits, especially surrounding us, are not allowed to be in this home. Just the spirit that is here now. The little girl, or little boy, or whoever you are. Now, I'm going to ask you to come forth and talk to us, please. If that was you that went by me earlier, I could feel you and Maggie saw you. You can talk to us through that little box down there.
I just got really cold.
Me too.
I did.
There's someone here that wants to talk to us. Can you cross these rods for me if you're here?
Come on, you can do it.
them cross all the way. Come on.
Good job. Is there more than one of you here? Cross the rods for yes. Open them up for no. Is there more than one of you here?
How's my belt?
You're doing a good job.
So there's only one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are you a female? Cross them for yes.
Good job.
Can you point both these rods to where you're standing or sitting? Point both these rods to where you are right now.
Where's my
Okay, can you point these rods to where you're at now?
It's me, by the way.
I hate those again. Somewhere over there.
Probably with Maggie.
Are you with the dog? With Maggie?
Can I ask a question?
Sure can.
Can anybody hold those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I?
You want to try it?
Yes.
Of course. What you want to do? Hold one a little bit above the other one so that if you have something you want them to cross, they're not running into each other.
Okay.
You want to hold them as steady as you can.
Which
Sometimes
dog is that?
try and concentrate too much and your
Maggie.
hand will twitch a little
How
bit.
much
Just kind of
is it?
reset. You just want to do it. You just want to hold them as easy as you can. And you can tell when you try and manipulate them, like if I want to move this one out, watch my hand. In order to do that, I kind of really got to move it. You got to go out.
Okay.
But you'll feel it, like I can feel it kind of tingle in my hand.
I see what you do.
And you'll
what
feel
you're
it.
doing. I want to try that.
I have
Sure.
a question.
And whenever you ask a question, yeah, just take your thumbs off the
Are you here? Cross them if you're here.
Yeah. Pulling it all the way around to you.
Somebody wants to play.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay, hang on.
Just kind of reset them there and then ask your question over again.
Wake up, Maggie. You're missing it.
Can you point both of the rods toward me?
Point the rods towards Holly. You can do it.
Okay, that's creepy.
Point the rods towards Holly.
Come on. We already know you like to play. So point them toward me, please.
You've got a little bit to go. There you go. Good job. Keep going.
Come on, you can do it.
You about got it. Up.
Come on, girl, get it. Come on. You can do it.
I feel chills on my arms. now.
Good job. Come on.
Good job.
Good
Thanks.
job.
Thank you.
God.
Oh my god.
Let somebody else hold it. We'll do it again.
I'm
I got
sweating.
chills on.
I'm
Yeah,
sweating.
Yeah.
Here she comes.
Oh my god.
Okay, that no.
I'm sweating. I can't.
There you go. Hold on.
Oh, gross, my hands.
There you go.
There you go. Good job.
Let me figure out how to. Okay.
Just hold them real steady and then.
You're in control now, so you ask the questions.
Blake's like, what if I had?
Tell them
Was
point the rods.
you in my room one day? Cross them for yes. Oh, that's weird.
That me, yes.
Scary.
Good job. Good
I'm
job.
about freaked out first time I ever used them.
I can feel them like
All they have is
pulling.
blue.
Blake's sweating. I see it.
Ask her if she wants to play with Maggie.
Do you want to play with the big dog, Maggie?
Huh.
Well, I know. Do you want to play with the big dog, Maggie? Cross them for yes.
Is Rachel your real name? Cross them for yes.
Whoa, that's.
Okay, that's
Whoa.
scary. That is
Good
not cool.
girl. Good girl.
Do you feel them pulling?
Yeah. Thank you, Rachel.
Mom, you got some.
Oh, I just got cold
psycho
chills.
stuff going on
I just got
right
chills.
I did too.
Oh, I'm so
I
cold
did.
now. I'm real
now.
cold.
Reset 'em. Reset 'em.
Can you point them rods toward me, Rachel? Again?
She's friendly.
She's trying.
Yeah.
This one is going crazy.
That one's one that went
What was
crazy.
that?
Yeah, did you
what
hear
was
that?
Sounded like something said Maggie.
I heard it too.
I heard it too.
Yeah. Look at this, guys.
She
That
don't
sounded
want
like
to
Jesse growling in there.
Yeah, I heard it like moaning. It was like a
He's
moan. Is what I heard.
sleeping.
He might
Are you
be.
serious?
I am not sleeping.
Were you making a noise?
I didn't hear it.
Did you hear somebody?
I didn't hear nothing.
I
I heard it.
I heard somebody say like it was like a really high pitched long.
I heard it.
I heard it.
Said it plain as day. And hopefully it picked it up on the
Yeah, I heard it.
voice
Can
recording.
we like review that right now?
Okay, so we're here with Maggie. Here, Maggie. Tell them what's going on, Maggie. Tell them. Maggie, tell them what's going on. Tell them. Tell them about the little girl. Tell them.